Bonjour, je vous souhaite la bienvenue à toutes et à tous au Mois du design. Mon nom est Pascal Bernier, puis je représente le service de la mobilité et des activités internationales au Cégep Édouard-Montpetit. Avec l'équipe technique d'orthèse visuelle du Cégep et celle des communications ainsi que de la DISTI, j'ai eu le plaisir de participer à la mise sur pied du Mois du design. L'idée du Mois du design est née d'une étincelle dans le cœur et les yeux de la professeure Danielle Cloutier, qui avait envie de continuer à faire vivre la mobilité étudiante internationale malgré le contexte de la pandémie. Se sont ensuite jointes à elle Sophie Bellavance et Stéphanie Billette, également professeure en TOV, de même que Naomi Adida, étudiante de 3e année. Cette équipe a voulu transmettre sa passion du métier à vous, chères étudiantes et étudiants, et à vous faire vivre des expériences qui sortent de l'ordinaire en vous donnant accès à des personnalités exceptionnelles et de renommée mondiale. Ainsi, on voyage sans même prendre l'avion à la rencontre de designers de frontières et d'horizons variés. Je félicite d'ailleurs chaleureusement, puis je remercie Danielle, Sophie, Stéphanie et Naomi d'avoir permis la réalisation de ce projet audacieux. Au cours du mois de mars, vous nous avez laissé vous transporter dans l'univers de créateurs de montures aussi passionnés que passionnants. Vous avez rencontré des concepteurs de grande renommée à l'origine de ces petites œuvres d'art nommées montures que vous apprenez à découvrir en tant qu'étudiant. Vous nous avez accompagnés en Californie, puis en France, lors de nos précédentes conférences. D'ailleurs, si le cœur vous en dit, vous pourrez refaire le voyage en tout temps grâce au lien sur notre page web, le Mois du design. Aujourd'hui, nous voyagerons en Italie, dans la magnifique ville de Cadore, chez Imagine Eyewear. Je remercie grandement Mme Susi Tabacchi et son frère Tiziano d'avoir bien voulu se joindre à nous pour clore notre mois du design. Ils connaissent un succès international dans leur collection Ryan Lai, X-Ide, MIC, Made in Cadore et Ayman, et ils forment un duo parfait. Susi est responsable des ventes et de l'exportation alors que Tiziano assure le design et le développement tendance des collections. Veuillez noter que l'entrevue se déroulera en anglais et que les vidéos présentées seront sous-titrées en français. La conférence se terminera autour de 13h15 pour vous permettre de poser des questions à Mme Tabacchi et vous pourrez poser des questions en français ou en anglais. Les personnes qui sont avec nous par le biais de la téléconférence pourront envoyer les questions par le clavardage. Sans plus attendre, je les laisse présenter de vive voix leur processus de création dynamique en compagnie de Stéphanie Billette et de Sophie Bellavance, toutes deux enseignantes au département de TOV. Grazie molto.
Alors, avant d'accueillir notre invité, on aimerait vous présenter une vidéo qui vous présente le profil de la compagnie Imagine Eyewear et qui vous montre comment un design peut partir de l'Italie et faire le tour de la planète.
Imagine Eyewear is a leader firm specialized in design creation and products of very trendy and special styles. We are located in Calalzo di Cadore, Venetian region, 100 kilometers north of Venice in the Dolomites area, a UNESCO heritage. The company is working worldwide. We sell directly with our channels of sales representative in Italy, France, Germany, Austria, Switzerland, and Spain, and selling through distributor partners in other 20 countries covering Europe, partial Asia, Australia, Canada, USA, South America, and South Africa. The pulsating heart of the company is the highly active design department, a creative workshop based on the exchange of values and pursuit of excellence, conducted by a capable and dedicated group who makes design, research, and Italian style their strength. The chief of designer, Mr. Tiziano Tabacchi, who has a long background in designing for the most famous eyewear brands in Italy, is also a teacher of design in a technical training classes organized by the Italian Association of Optical Manufacturers in cooperation with the European Community Organization. Imagine Design Eyewear is a creative boutique where dynamism and invention have an intense, authentic feel. A place where professionalism in the fruit of passion and extreme competence, talent and instinct juxtaposed with equilibrium, rationality and concrete stability. A culture of sharp business savvy based on simple and important values: personal respect, commercial equity, vocation in design, and diligent research, as well as strategic market vision. Our fashion collection are totally tooled and produced in Italy. The company is holder of 4 brands: Excite, Ryan Lai, Mick Made in Cadore, and I-Man Eyewear.
Hi, Susi.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm okay, thank you. What about you?
It's perfect. So we're really happy to have you with us today. We really appreciate that you accept to be with us directly from Italy. So I
Right.
know, because I know you, can you say a few words in French to our students in Quebec?
You know that I'm terrible, but I will. Hein? Bonjour à tous. Merci d'être ici aujourd'hui. Pour moi, c'est un plaisir de parler avec vous. J'ai un peu peur. Hein? Je vous aime beaucoup. Je suis toute seule. Mais je ferai de mon mieux pour vous raconter notre histoire. Et alors, on va commencer.
Just merci. Just to take the time to speak a little bit in French with us, it's gorgeous. Thank you. So we're
Thank you
here
very
to
much.
speak about your company. So we would like to know, Susi, how did you decide, you and Tiziano, to create Imagine? And if you were in the optical business before you decide to create Imagine?
Right. So we have to go back to 1995. Tiziano was already a designer and he was working as freelance for different of the biggest company, you know, in different brands. Myself, I was out of the optical business at that time because I was working in the tourism business. I was like a tour leader. Then one day my brother proposed to me this new experience. At that time there was a lot of requests, you know, production in Italy, etc., and design. So at the end I have decided to accept because he was the designer, you know, and I was taking care of the customers. And for at least 5 years, we have mainly worked for American companies, like consulting and design. We were taking care of all the frames, I mean, from design to prototypes, color selection, and then we were following all the steps in production. And after 5-6 years, different things changed in Italy because Far East, in terms of production, arrived very strongly. So a lot of American customers moved production at that time in Far East. So we have to reinvent it ourselves, and we have decided to go to the market with our own brand directly. So the first one was Excite. We started at the very beginning only with sunglasses just to test the market. And then when we have seen that everything was okay, then we started with optical business in Italy, then Europe, and then other countries. So this was now, I mean, we are working worldwide. I mean, we have more brands, of course. And I can say that this experience, these many years of experience was very nice because so many things changes during the time, and you can learn quite a lot from different experience. So we passed only for consulting and designing at the very beginning, and then we have our own company, and we are now producing by ourselves with the help of different factories around us.
So you have over 25 years of experience now.
Yeah, I'm old. Unfortunately, I'm old. 25 years of experience, yes. More or less, yes.
Okay.
It's
So
true.
there was an evolution, and you were talking about your collections. And when I look at your collections, what stands out the most for me is that you mix different materials very often. And you use uncommon ones, like I've seen velvet, wood, slate, Murano glass, and others. So I was wondering, is it hard? Is it complicated to coordinate all these manufacturers or suppliers, or is it more an advantage to you?
Is both. I can say you that is both. It's more complicated because anytime you are making special products and you have to combine different materials is more difficult. Is an advantage because not so many companies are doing what we are doing. I have to tell you that Imagine for us is a kind of creative boutique, and where dynamism and invention have an authentic feel for us, There is we are a place where professionalism is the fruit of passion and extreme competence. So we have a kind of culture of sharp business based on simple but important values: personal respect, commercial equity, vocation in design and diligent research, and strategic market vision, So we can say that our fashion collection are totally tooled in Italy, and as you said in the presentation, the company has 4 different brands. So we have to say that we present innovative product by being a kind of creative boutique. For us, innovation is a cult, and design is the maximum expression. It means that we need and we have to anticipate the evolution of times. We need to anticipate fashion. We cannot follow only fashion. We need to anticipate it. This is the reason for which we have to make a lot of experiments, and testing in our different models. So we have to combine new things, new material, and different things together. Like you say, you were talking before about Murano glass.
Yes.
Friends with Murano glass, we have cooperated for this project with the best glass workers in Murano, something that no one has ever made in the optical business. Why? Because it's very complicated. But we did
crazy.
It. Exactly, it's something crazy. Murano glass is like an art, that a story dating back thousands of years ago and well known worldwide for luxury items like lamps, But as I told you before, in the optical business was never used. So we have to, it took to us like 1 year, to make something like, because Tiziano has to go there so many times, because it's not only to find the material, it's how you can join different material together. How is the weight of the frame at the end? There are so many things you have to evaluate in that, And then it's not only to make prototypes, because making prototypes is very easy. I mean, to make 5 pieces, you can do it. Then you have to think about how to make it in production. This is the reason for which we have to use different companies, different factories, you know, that is helping us. Normally, if you have standard materials like acetate, like metal or titanium, you can use a specific factory. And the factories are specialized normally in only one material. So you have factories specialized in metal, in titanium, in acetate. But when you're doing different things like we are doing, in the same frame, we can have also 3 or 4 different factories working with us, because someone is making the temple or part of the temple. Let's say in plastic, someone is making the velvet and has to join the velvet in the plastic one. And maybe you have a kind of aluminum or, you know, metal front. So it is involved another factory. This work sometimes is really crazy, because, I mean, this is creating and generating quite a lot of work to handle everything. But this is the only way to do if really want to be a kind of creative boutique, as I told you at the beginning, that we are feeling to be, you know. So this is our story, I mean.
It's really interesting.
Yes, it is.
So, Susi, before we see the interview, because we're going to see an interview between Tiziano and you and Andrea,
Sure.
Can you say only 2 words that can describe the difference between both of them in the creativity?
Okay, we are a kind of family business, you know, because I have to tell you that Tiziano is my brother and Andrea is my cousin. So I took everyone into the family of Imagine. So I can say that Tiziano has 30 years experience in the optical business, working as creative in designing and consulting for the biggest company and the most famous brands. Andrea also has a lot of years of experience in the optical business, and his background is the Academy of Fine Arts in Venice. He's very good in designing, very, very good. Both of them are teachers in an optical design school here in Italy, near our place. Their creation, I can say that their creation are born from contamination of different words, different cultures, different situations, from the streets to fashion or luxury to jewelry. So we can say that our design is really a kind of contamination. This is what I really can say about them and their creations.
Great. So, maintenant, on va voir un vidéo justement qui présente une entrevue avec Tiziano et Andrea, qui va justement nous montrer leur façon de créer et d'où viennent finalement leurs idées.
Buongiorno a tutti, benvenuti, eccoci in immagine e siamo qui oggi nel cuore pulsante dell'azienda, il dipartimento di design. Quindi vorremmo scambiare alcune battute con voi su come nascono le idee, su come vengono sviluppati i progetti. Qui abbiamo con noi Tiziano e Andrea, che sono i designer di ogni nostra collezione, e con loro vorremmo intraprendere un'intervista che ci porta un po' più in profondità rispetto ai temi essenziali del design. Allora Tiziano, cominciamo con te. Da dove nasce effettivamente l'ispirazione?
Ma credo che l'ispirazione si fonda sull'osservazione del mondo, sullo studio dei territori, delle culture, e si alimenta dal dialogo continuo con il mondo dell'arte, della tecnologia, della moda, per essere poi tradotta con materiali e forme originali e innovative. E la creatività nasce anche dalla necessità di stricarsi tra i mille ostacoli. Occorre riuscire a creare mettendosi nei panni del cliente, pensando come soddisfare il suo fabbisogno, le sue necessità.
D'accordo. E invece da te, Andrea, mi piacerebbe capire quanto importante è l'ambiente che ci circonda per l'ispirazione che hai nelle tue creazioni.
Ma possiamo dire che l'ambiente che ci circonda può essere uno degli stimoli, di tanti stimoli che sono necessari per coltivare la creatività, in quanto la creatività non è un dono che noi abbiamo, ma è un qualcosa che è un'abilità quindi non una caratteristica.
Certo.
Quindi come tale deve essere coltivata e può anche essere, diciamo, migliorata, no, nel tempo.
Certo.
Quindi l'ambiente può essere uno dei fattori che possono stimolare questa nostra creatività, insomma, la creatività nel design.
Quindi il fatto di vivere, secondo te, in un ambiente come quello che circonda noi qui, la nostra azienda, quindi un ambiente molto vicino alla natura, può essere più di stimolo rispetto ad un ambiente urban, secondo te?
Ci sono due cose diverse, diciamo che entrambi possono essere necessari per lo stimolo, no, della creatività. L'ambiente dove noi siamo in questo momento, diciamo che può giocare per quanto riguarda diciamo, lo stato d'animo, ecco.
Sì.
Quindi anche perché anche lo stato d'animo del designer è importante, in quanto in un ambiente sereno, diciamo, le idee nascono più facilmente.
Certo, diventano più fluide.
Più fluide,
sì.
Diciamo che incide sullo stato d'animo, che è una cosa fondamentale per riuscire a creare qualcosa di interessante.
Certo. E Tiziano, torno a te perché mi piacerebbe capire come nasce un marchio, da dove partono tutte le ispirazioni, come nasce, a cosa devi pensare quando pensi ad un marchio?
Beh, sicuramente lo sviluppo di un marchio nasce da un'attenta analisi del mercato e da quello che possono essere le richieste dei consumatori, al fine di sviluppare uno stile che soddisfi con successo gli obiettivi. Una fase molto importante è quella di creare un logotipo che sarà la nostra identità visiva, dove questo logotipo deve essere semplice, chiaro e riconoscibile, deve essere accattivante perché visivamente è bello da vedere, e originale, cioè originale deve distinguersi da altri loghi.
E forse facile anche da ricordare
Sicuramente. Poi la terza fase importante è quella di introdurre uno storytelling con forte componente emozionale, per ottenere che le sensazioni e i valori restino nella mente del cliente.
Scusa, quando tu parli di storytelling intendi dire la storia che devi creare dietro ad un marchio, quindi quello che poi devi trasmettere, come dicevi tu, emozionalmente al pubblico che lo deve acquistare. Stai parlando di questo?
Bisogna creare una forte personalità, possibilmente carismatica, per far sì che rimanga nella mente di chi lo vede, di chi poi andrà a consumare il prodotto che noi andremo a esprimere con questo nuovo brand, nuovo marchio.
Ok. Abbiamo parlato, Andrea, di come può nascere un nuovo marchio, però poi entrando nella parte pratica, diciamo, della creazione dei modelli in materiali vari, quindi io mi chiedo come si decide di utilizzare un certo materiale rispetto ad un altro, perché l'acetato anziché il metallo, perché il titanio anziché l'alluminio, non lo so, perché un metallo perché scusami un materiale anziché un altro, cosa lo determina?
Ma quando si va a determinare il materiale bisogna anche capire un attimino la tendenza qual è nel mercato, no? In modo tale da essere coerenti con quello che sta andando in quel momento, determinato momento. Poi ovviamente bisogna fare delle valutazioni che sono riguardanti appunto le caratteristiche del brand che noi in quel momento stiamo analizzando.
Certo.
Quindi il materiale deve sposare anche quelle che sono appunto le caratteristiche del brand. Dopodiché ovviamente una volta scelto il materiale bisogna anche capire come andare a lavorarlo e come andare a renderlo diciamo ottimale per valorizzare il prodotto finale.
Certo, quindi la scelta di un materiale prevalentemente dipende in primis dalle tendenze. Si parte da lì, quali saranno le tendenze future, quindi noi le dobbiamo prevenire in qualche maniera, perché
c'è una ricerca a priori in
anno.
modo tale da non partire dal nulla, ma bensì da una base.
Ok. D'accordo, adesso vorrei capire con entrambe voi, mi piacerebbe capire dall'inizio quali sono le fasi che si devono affrontare dall'idea, quindi dall'idea di un occhiale fino al prodotto finito, quindi all'intera realizzazione. Qual è la vostra parte di lavoro in tutto questo? Quali sono le fasi?
Sicuramente c'è una prima fase di sketch dove noi andremo a seguire quello che è la richiesta del cliente su una base di un briefing, quindi dove ci saranno delle motivazioni a livello di mercato, di target price, tipologia di occhiali, anche richiesta di materiali stessi, per poi andare a creare, dopo questi sketch, una prima scheda tecnica sulla quale verrà creato a livello artigianale, così lo possiamo definire, se non che con qualche ausilio di qualche macchina tipo centro controllo numerico per la plastica e per qualche minuteria dell'occhiale, verrà creato un prototipo che poi verrà esaminato per capire se ci saranno da fare eventuali correzioni e poi testato per andare avanti nella fase successiva di industrializzazione. Fase successiva che sarà la parte di una scheda tecnica fatta da un ufficio tecnico di ingegnerizzazione molto più dettagliata, dove si procederà con l'ausilio di attrezzature necessarie per creare poi una prima fase di industrializzazione, un set di occhiali. Il primo set poi verrà sottoposto a tutti i test richiesti per quanto riguarda tenute meccaniche, test di galvanica e quant'altro, e poi una volta fatto questo si partirà con una produzione definitiva di tutti i lotti. Ok,
e certo devo anche specificare che oltre a tutti i marchi, i nostri marchi, i nostri brand in-house, ovvero X-Side, ovvero Rai, ovvero Mic, Tiziano e Andrea hanno anche una divisione separata che si chiama Frameworks, che è un'azienda che disegna anche per altri brand, quindi per altre aziende. Quindi tutta la fase che Tiziano vi ha appena in qualche maniera esposto, partendo dal progetto del cliente, nasce proprio da lì, mentre invece per tutti i progetti che nascono all'interno per X-Side, Rai, Mic, eccetera, chiaramente tutte queste fasi vengono e tutte queste considerazioni vengono fatte dal team. Andrea, ci possiamo far spiegare un po' meglio, magari con una parte pratica, vedere da dove nasce un disegno, come viene poi realizzato? Possiamo capire un attimo, cioè la scelta che fate dei colori, come fate a farla?
Allora, per quanto riguarda lo studio di una collezione, in questo caso prendiamo come riferimento Mic, che è una di quelle che abbiamo realizzato qui all'interno della nostra azienda, e dovevamo andare a creare un elemento iconico che caratterizzasse appunto questa collezione. Qui abbiamo a questo punto fatto un ragionamento e abbiamo deciso di concentrarci su quello che era la cerniera dei vari modelli che successivamente si ripeteranno nel futuro. Abbiamo fatto una serie di schizzi a mano libera di quello che potevano essere appunto le caratteristiche di questa cerniera. Abbiamo fatto una serie di evoluzioni partendo da ovviamente elementi caratterizzanti del territorio, in quanto dovevamo far vedere che tale cerniera potesse richiamare alcune caratteristiche dell'ambiente che ci circonda. Una volta fatte le varie selezioni, abbiamo individuato quella che poteva essere quella più interessante e che poteva rispecchiare maggiormente appunto l'ambiente che ci circonda. La cerniera abbiamo cercato di renderla più simile a quelle che sono le cime che ci circondano, in quanto guardando la cerniera dall'alto, come si può vedere anche nel disegno e nei modelli, raffigurano la silhouette di due cime. Ovviamente questo elemento verrà ripetuto sia per quanto riguarda gli occhiali in plastica e anche per quanto riguarda gli occhiali in metallo. Una volta stabilita la cerniera, che andrà appunto a caratterizzare questi modelli, siamo passati a quello che è ovviamente lo studio delle forme. Studio delle forme che volta per volta andiamo a realizzare per ogni singolo modello e con molteplici forme, dopodiché andremo anche qui a selezionare quella che secondo noi è più vicina all'identità del brand. Una volta selezionata la forma che ci sembra più adatta, facciamo una prima tavola tecnica dell'occhiale, in modo tale che
possiamo interagire con un prototipo che è fatto a mano con l'ausilio di qualche centro controllo numerico, qualche macchina, ma generalmente un prototipo è fatto a mano da degli operatori esperti che riescono a interpretare dal disegno tecnico da noi fatto un pezzo che poi verrà preso e esaminato per vedere se è in conformità al disegno rispetto ai fitting, le misure, gli spessori e quant'altro.
Ovviamente ci deve soddisfare sia dal punto di vista funzionale e di calzabilità e anche dal punto di vista estetico. Una volta che abbiamo il nostro modello selezionato, facciamo delle prove colore. Ovviamente noi, per quanto riguarda la plastica, ci affiliamo alle plastiche Mazzucchelli ogni qualvolta andiamo a analizzare quelle che sono le plastiche, ovviamente, che sono di tendenza, le più recenti, e che rispecchiano un po' anche la filosofia del nostro brand. Una volta selezionate le plastiche, facciamo delle simulazioni a computer di come potrebbe risultare l'occhiale seguendo le plastiche selezionate precedentemente. Una volta fatto i nostri render con le varie simulazioni, facciamo una scheda colore dove andiamo a richiedere dei prototipi per quanto riguarda i campioni colori. Una volta fatto i campioni colori, andremo a selezionare quali che secondo noi ci sembrano più inerenti appunto sempre alla filosofia del brand.
La scelta dei colori il numero dei prototipi sarà superiore a quello che saranno poi in realtà i colori che andremo a scegliere. Questo perché per poter riuscire ad focalizzare molto meglio la scelta delle plastiche, una volta costruiti magari i prototipi, sulla parte visiva indossata riusciamo a capire con maggior sensibilità quale colore andremo a scegliere. Quindi se dobbiamo creare 3 colori andremo a interagire almeno con 6 colori diversi di plastiche.
I think this video that we just saw is amazing because it made me realize that there is a lot of work and a lot of steps behind the frame, from the idea in the head of a designer to the final products, the frame that we put on our nose. So thank you for that, because I appreciate it. It's going to change my way to see the frames, my way to sell the frames and to manipulate them. So thank you for that video.
Thank you very much.
And we saw Tiziano, we saw Andrea working, drawing, talking about their ideas, but we didn't really see you at work, what you're doing. Do you draw frames sometimes?
No way, you know. I mean, I'm drawing like a child of 5 years old. You know, terrible. I'm terrible. Not drawing, but I'm sharing with them ideas because you know, the important thing sometimes is having the ideas. So with the team of designers, I'm sharing the ideas, and they are realizing the drawings. Otherwise, I will never sell one piece if I have to draw. You know. No, I can tell you which is my job. Actually, I'm working very hard. I'm making different things. The first step when I'm working with the design team is choosing the colors. You know, there is quite a lot of steps in choosing colors of each frame. We are normally making 7 colors in test, you know, in color samples to select at the end 4 of them. So we are working together. Also with the sales team, design team and sales team in this kind of situation are working together. From that point, I'm cooperating with the technical group for searching the materials. If we have selected one special plastic, for instance, you know, I need to check if plastic material is available, which is the minimum quantity, or buying the raw materials, all these kind of technical details. Then I have to decide which is the best factory or the best factories to do this kind of job. Normally, when it's a very special job, a very special frame with special combinations, is Tiziano that is searching for new developments and new factories, you know, and he has to tell me which one is the best one. But for, let's say, standard frames like acetate, metal, etc., I'm deciding by myself which one is the best. And generally, we have, as I told you before, different factories, but 3 are those we are cooperating the most, you know. And the biggest part, I can say that the biggest part of my job is distribution, you know, sales in this case. We have different sales reps all over Europe. So we are selling through sales reps directly to opticians in the European market. And for the rest of the world, we have distribution partners, and we are distributing our brands in over 20 countries in the world. In Canada, our distributor is Mois Eyewear, that is a great partner for us, and a partner with whom we cooperate very well, and that is distributor of all our brands. Since already, I don't remember, 12 or 13 years ago, a lot of time ago. When you have a distributors so close as they are with us, you are able to make great distribution plans, you know, and being more and more close to opticians' needs. And this is very important. I can say that last part of my job and my responsibility is being in contact with press, photographers, all the world of advertising for all our brands, photo shooting, and many other things that are involved in press and advertising.
So, Susi, you're like the orchestra chief.
Yeah, more or less. I'm working 24 hours a day.
Almost sure.
Sometimes.
Donc, maintenant, on va voir une troisième projection qui nous permet de voir justement les magnifiques paysages, bien sûr, de l'Italie, mais surtout la fabrication donc, de leurs produits qui sont un peu uniques. Donc, tantôt, Susi nous a parlé du verre de Murano. Donc, on va pouvoir voir justement un petit vidéo qui, sans son, mais juste avec les images, va vous permettre de voir la fabrication de certaines de leurs pièces boutiques.
really, you have beautiful landscapes, eh?
Thank you very much.
You're lucky you have the Dolomites, the mountains, the Murano Island. So I read that you're trying to be, have a mission to be eco-responsible. Now, obviously, we understand why. And but I'm wondering, when we create and we sell frames worldwide, how can we be eco-responsible? What are the concrete actions that you can do and that you can take to achieve your objective?
Right. You said that for us is a mission, and is right. For us now is a mission. We think it's very important to think about not only today, but about the future. I have to say also that in the effort to protect the environment, even the Italian government has introduced new regulation, new rules for the optical frames manufacturer in Italy and in Europe, especially in Italy. The new rules are the most demanding in the world, okay? The laws has been made a couple of years ago, okay, already, and every manufacturer in Italy has to comply with them. I think this is very important to know, because not all the countries in the world are obliged to respect this kind of regulation. What does it mean? That it is ensuring that Italian companies use only friendly materials that are also of the highest quality. The result will ensure to the public, that eyewear products made in Italy will not only protect the environment, but also will last longer time, Imagine the long commitment to using only the best material. And this is only one of the things that make the difference between us and other companies. We are also keeping replacement parts longer than most of the optical manufacturers. This means that a long time after the normal warranty has lapsed, customers will be able to repair their frames instead of having to purchase a new pair of frames. You know that the regulations say that you have to give a 2 years guarantee, and we have a right to extend this term to 4 years. Sometimes, if we still have part, even 5 years. So a very long time. I can say that Imagine is located, as you have seen, in one of the UNESCO World Heritage sites, that is the Dolomites. Living in the Dolomites means that you have to dedicate yourself in protecting and preserving the beauty and also the majesty that is surrounding us. We have a strong connection to the wildness and of our environment, and this is the reason for which we are now so careful about eco-friendly. When you purchase one of our frames, you are buying more than the latest in the fashionable frames. You can be sure that you're buying something special, because we are commitment to different situation. The first one is that we have award-winning designs that make you feel and look really exceptional. Then quality of materials that are environmentally friendly. And then commit them to best practice at the manufacturing level. And as last one, products that will last more than major other brands, and that you can find the replacement parts that go beyond warranty expiration.
Yes. So Susi, now we saw the fabrication, we saw everything, the design, you have the collection. I know we're going to see a really nice video about Mick. And can you say a few words about Ryan Lai and Excite? I know Excite was the first collection that you made, and after you add the Ryan Lai. So in a few minutes, just a few information about that collection, and after we're going to see the video of Mick.
Okay, I can say I can start with Excite, that has been our first collection, you know. I can say that Excite is not only a brand, but it represents an innovative concept, you know. As we said before, creative boutique. Someone is following innovation and someone has to anticipate it. And this is exactly the Excite philosophy. The collection proposes a brand new trend by creating metropolitan style for moving and expressing. It's a story of a trademark that loves to create non-conformist product that challenge the traditional rules. Innovation is a cult and design is maximum expression. We can say that Excite has a very strong personality with mix of design, mix of special materials, particular care of details, and technological innovations. The wealth of details and design of the frames make the collection absolutely original and inspired, and it's imprinting a very strong personality that you can recognize in all the models of our collection. Let's talk about Ryan Lai. Ryan Lai is the second collection we have introduced, and is something completely different. Excite is more young. Ryan Lai is more mature choice, okay? But we can say that the creative team in Imagine introduces Ryan Lai, that is a design synthesis between past and future, where design, quality, excellence, Italian inspiration, and speed comes together for a new style, a new way of seeing, interpreting, and creating design objects. Ryan Lai embodies and interprets the concept of future retro, redesigning products that bear the stylistic DNA of the past, but thanks to new proportion, interpretation, technological application, have an excellent affinity for the future. Ryan Lai are two people. I mean, Ryan Lai is a professor of contemporary art, and Lai is an industrial designer that present together a concept of design influence with a new collection, not only for the eyewear, but also for accessory. And to the market, Ryan Lai represents a new Italian expression in which creativity forges a union with technology and design, synthesis, if you want, between past and future, that is dedicated to a sophisticated wearer. Then we have Mick, but I think that the video will talk about Mick by itself.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. Maintenant,
Okay.
regardez le vidéo de Mick. Je pense que ça va vraiment représenter ce que vous avez pu voir dans les premières vidéos, et les images sont magnifiques.
MIC Made in Cadore, the boldly ambitious design project started by a group of local companies that decided to narrate and interpret the story of the birthplace of Italian eyewear through a new brand. MIC Made in Cadore is more than a brand. It is also a challenging project that aims to retrace forgotten pathways, to rediscover the purity of the source. Indeed, MIC Made in Cadore is a land-driven brand of eyewear that brings together a pool of professionals who all share a single great desire, to narrate the artisan roots of eyewear that originated at the feet of the Dolomites. The Dolomites Mountains are the common denominator and the distinct trait of MIC frames, both in the choice of colors and in the definition of the shapes. Easily recognized in the logo, the irregular thickness and the modeling of the letters retrace the silhouette of the mountains, graphically creating a natural micro-landscape in a kind of recurring cycle of history. Right from here, where Italian eyewear had its origin, the journey begins again with a great challenge. And in accepting the challenge, we begin by looking to the source, to Mother Nature, to the magnificent Dolomites, a UNESCO heritage site. To understand the value of the MIC collection and grasp the meaning of the entire project, you must go there, to the base of the mountain, breathe the sharply morning air, and watch the sun turn the rocks to glowing pink. You must walk the silent path among the forest trees. You must listen. Attention to details and the allure of the local identity are constants in the MIC collection. In fact, you can see an iconic element of the hinge in honor of the unmistakable profile of the mountains. Utmost loyalty to the land, to its shapes, to its colors. This is the essence, is MIC.
What can we say? Just wow.
I can say something. I can say that I heard you saying we have to go there, we have to breathe the mountain air, we have to walk through the path. So is it an invitation? Can we go see you? When we can, of course. Could we?
Your mic,
I don't
Susi.
hear you.
And now?
Yes.
I say that for sure is an invitation. I mean, it was already an invitation. I did already the invitation, and then unfortunately, we have this terrible virus that stopped us at home, you know. But what I really hope is that you can come to us, and it will be really an honor for us having you here and showing you not only our mountains, but our creations, our schools also. I mean, we can do different things together. So, of course, I'm waiting for you. All of you, all the students are welcome to come and visit us.
For sure, Susi, it's going to be in the project. In the project, we're going to, in the future, do something for sure with you. So we'll see. We have maybe some question from the student on.
Right.
So
Okay.
wait a second.
Alors, je vais me tourner vers la salle. Est-ce qu'il y a des questions? Pour l'instant, en ligne, alors je vais parler lentement.
Oui.
Est-ce que les pastilles de verre de Murano apportent un certain poids à la monture? Et est-ce possible de changer l'angle pentoscopique de ces modèles?
Okay, I have understood the angle, pentoscopic angle. I'm answering to that.
On the Murano glass, when you put the Murano glass, if it's possible to adjust them.
It's possible because the Murano part, the Murano glass is normally positioning in the middle of the temple, okay? So the beginning of the temple, where you have the front and then the end piece, that one that is giving you the pentoscopic angle, so can be changed. We are not making the whole frame, the whole temples in Murano, because that will be impossible then to change. So we are using it just in the middle.
And it will be too heavy if it was all the arm too.
because too heavy because you actually need a metal part that is joining the Murano part, you know, because we have experiment with plastic and attaching Murano with plastic directly, but is not working. After a few times, it's falling down. So you have to add even a small thin part of metal, but you have to add it. So if you're doing all of it, metal, Murano, the whole temple is becoming, yes, too heavy. Okay. So it's a kind of decor, you know, it's a decor part we have used for Murano glass.
And we saw in the video that it was, we saw a little round, like a jewelry. Was it a jewelry that comes with the temple?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that. We have created a kind of special packaging, you know, in which when you are buying a Murano glass, you are buying also this piece that is for a chain, you know, that is is made with the same Murano glass, has the same color as the color of the temple in your frame. So it's like a parure, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're waiting for a question.
Sure.
Oh, we have one.
Hi. So the Murano glass seemed like a really wild idea, and I was wondering what was the idea that you've had that's been the most challenging, but that you've come through.
Wow, it's a very good question, this one. We had a lot of ideas that are challenging. You know? I mean, Murano glass was one of them. And another one was the first frames we made in wood. That was not laminated wood, but was massive wood, you know. And we were among the first companies that started to work on wood, and it was very difficult at the beginning because to match, because there was not only wood, there was also plastic and other materials. That probably was the most challenging ideas and new thing that we had. Yeah.
J'ai peut-être une question. Quand il réalise des modèles de ce genre avec divers matériaux, combien de prototypes faut-il avant d'arriver au produit final?
Can you translate? I didn't, at least
when you're doing a prototype like Murano glass, how many prototypes before you're getting to the final one? How many quantity?
Okay. No, yeah, it depends. It depends, you know. Sometimes maybe with one prototype is okay. Sometimes you can make like 2, 3, 4. It depends. It's very difficult when you're drawing, having immediately, you know, all the correct dimension, all the correct pantoscopic angle. So sometimes you need to remake or just to adjust sometimes the prototype. Normally is a couple of times. That is normally. When you have special materials and you have to test them, can be quite a lot or more. This is the prototypes, and then there is the second part that is the color samples. Because before arriving at the last production, you have also to make the color samples. In that case, as I said before, normally you have to make 7 to 10 different colors in order to find the exact colors that are properly made for that kind of model.
And normally, once you're saying that you're choosing 7 color, how many after you keep to sell and to do in production?
4. 4.
Okay, so it's almost the same number.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Normally it's 4.
We have time for another question. Oh.
Est-ce qu'il y en a un autre du public? No? Okay. When you use different materials and you do many prototypes, are there people trying them on and put them on for a certain, let's say, a few months to know if it'll crack, if it'll fall, if the weight is okay? Is there somebody trying the frames for you?
No, because normally if you are doing something like that, it takes 2 years, you know, to make a collection. So
You're right.
we have a different way. I'm explaining you. There is a company that is an independent company outside that is testing all the frames of the different companies. This company in Italy is called Certotica. And that will be a good idea to visit it if the students will come to visit us in that time. And Certotica is making all the tests. They have special machines that are checking, you know, like opening and closing of the frame, how many times, resistance of the bridge, coloring, you know, they are making all these tests. Normally, it takes 1 month to make the test of all the new frames, and you can send to test them per family, you know, like new acetate frames, new metal frames, just one for the new, just one model for all the new models you are making. But with our frames is impossible because, as we said, we have different materials combined together. So at the end, we have to go and test them, all the models we are putting in the market. But this is the fastest way to do things because, I mean, of course, as you say, it is a great idea, but it takes too much time. And if you consider that for arriving to launch a product in the market, it takes to us 1 year. We start making drawings 1 year before. Okay, right now, I mean, always. If you need to test also with people around, that will be impossible times.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I think that's it for today, Susi. So we really like to thank you very much to take the time to do those beautiful video and to put French on it so everybody can read what you're saying in Italian with Tiziano and Andrea. We really appreciate it. And hopefully we're going to be able to do this project that we had after all this period, and we can go see you and see everybody in Italy.
Sure, I will wait for you with really pleasure, and thank you to you also for this event that has been something different also for me. And so, I mean, thank you very much. You have been very kind to invite me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Everyone.
Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao. Ciao.